Hello, you lovely people. Let's talk about something truly brilliant, chocolate. It's that gorgeous silky treat we all know and adore. But have you ever stopped to think where it actually comes from? It's not made in a factory from thin air, that's for sure. The story of chocolate starts in a warm, sunny place, a long way from most of our kitchens. It all begins with a funny-looking fruit called a cocoa pod, which grows on a special tree, the Theobroma cacao tree. That name means food of the gods, and honestly, I think they got that spot on. It's a proper bit of natural magic, this stuff. These amazing trees don't just grow anywhere, mind you. They need a very particular home, a place that's hot and rainy, right near the Earth's equator. Think of countries in West Africa like Ghana or Ivory Coast, or places in South America. The cocoa pods themselves are quite something. They look a bit like a small, colourful rugby ball. They can be yellow, red, or even purple, and they grow right on the trunk and main branches of the tree. Inside each of these pods, snuggled up in a sweet white pulp, are the real treasures, the cocoa beans. These little beans are the heart and soul of every single bar of chocolate you've ever eaten. It's incredible to think that something so delicious starts its life as a simple bean inside a fruit. It's a bit like finding a secret ingredient hidden away by Mother Nature. The farmers who grow these trees have a really important job. They have to look after the trees carefully, protecting them from too much sun and making sure they have everything they need to grow strong and healthy. It takes a lot of patience and care to grow good cocoa. So next time you're enjoying a piece of chocolate, give a little thought to the amazing journey it has been on, starting from a little bean in a pod on a tree in a faraway land. Getting those beans out is a job done by hand, with real skill. The farmers use big knives, called machetes, to carefully cut the pods from the trees without damaging them. Then, they crack open the tough husk of the pod to get to the good stuff inside. It's a proper hands-on process, full of tradition and hard work. This is the very first step in a long and fascinating transformation. It's a story of turning something raw and natural into the smooth, rich, and utterly gorgeous treat that brings a massive smile to our faces. It's simple, honest, and beautiful, just the way food should be. Right then, once we've got our beans out of the pods, the real magic starts to happen. You can't just eat them straight away. They'd taste bitter and nothing like the chocolate we love. First, the beans, along with the sticky pulp around them, are gathered up into piles or put into big wooden boxes. They're covered with banana leaves and left to sit in the warm sun for about a week. This stage is called fermentation, and it's super important. It's where all the amazing chocolatey flavors start to develop. It's a bit like when you let bread dough rise. You're letting nature do its thing to create something wonderful. After that week of fermenting, the beans have turned a lovely brown color and started to smell a bit like chocolate, but they are still very wet and need to be dried out, so the farmers spread them out on big mats or trays under the hot sun. They have to be turned over regularly to make sure they dry evenly and don't go moldy. This can take another week or so, depending on the weather. It's a slow and steady process, all done with care. By the end, the beans are dry and ready to be packed into big sacks, ready for the next part of their incredible journey to become the chocolate we can't get enough of. Now the beans are sent off to chocolate makers all over the world. When they arrive, the first thing that happens is they get a good clean to make sure there are no little bits of twig or stone left. Then comes one of the most important steps, roasting. The beans are roasted in big ovens, and this is where the real deep, rich, delicious chocolate flavor comes bursting out. It's just like roasting coffee beans or nuts. The heat transforms them, making them crunchy and unlocking all that incredible aroma. The smell in a chocolate factory at this point must be absolutely amazing. Proper heaven. Once they're roasted to perfection, the beans have their thin outer shell removed. What's left is the bit we're after, called the cocoa nib. These nibs are the pure, broken-up pieces of the cocoa bean, and they are packed with flavor. You can actually eat them just like this. They're crunchy and have a really intense, slightly bitter chocolate taste. They're brilliant sprinkled over your morning porridge or yogurt. But to make smooth chocolate, these nibs need to go through one last massive transformation. They are about to be ground down into something truly special, the basis of all our favorite chocolatey treats. So we have our roasted cocoa nibs, and they smell gorgeous. Now it's time to turn them into liquid gold. The nibs are put into massive grinders with huge stone wheels that grind and grind and grind. This process creates a lot of heat from the friction, which melts the natural fat in the nibs, known as cocoa butter. The solid nibs slowly, magically, turn into a thick, dark, rich liquid. This pure, unsweetened liquid is called chocolate liquor. Don't worry, there's no booze in it. It's just the name for the pure, melted heart of the bean. This is the base for every type of chocolate you can imagine. From this chocolate liquor, we can make different kinds of chocolate. To make dark chocolate, the makers will mix this liquor with a bit more cocoa butter to make it extra smooth, and then add some sugar to balance out the bitterness. The more chocolate liquor in the mix, the darker and more intense the chocolate will be. For milk chocolate, which is often a family favorite, they do the same but also add milk powder or condensed milk. This makes it creamier, sweeter, and milder. It's all about getting that balance of ingredients just right to create a flavor that makes you go, wow! And what about white chocolate? Well, that's a slightly different story. To make white chocolate, they don't use the dark chocolate liquor at all. Instead, they just use the cocoa butter, that lovely pale fat from the bean. They mix this cocoa butter with sugar and milk, and that's what gives white chocolate its sweet, creamy flavor and pale color. So, while it comes from the same cocoa bean, it doesn't have that classic dark cocoa taste. Each type of chocolate has its own unique character, its own lovely personality, all thanks to how these simple ingredients are blended together. The final step in making our beautiful bar of chocolate is called conching. The chocolate mixture is put into a machine that keeps stirring and mixing it, sometimes for days. This makes it incredibly smooth and gets rid of any last bits of bitterness, developing all those lovely subtle flavors. After that, it's tempered, a clever process of heating and cooling the chocolate to get it to the perfect temperature. This is what gives a finished chocolate bar its beautiful glossy shine and that satisfying snap when you break a piece off. Then it's poured into molds, cooled and wrapped up, ready for us to enjoy. Pukka! So we know how it's made, but let's be honest, why do we love chocolate so much? It's more than just a sweet treat, isn't it? There's something properly special about it. For starters, the taste is just incredible. Whether you love the intense, rich hit of a dark chocolate, the creamy comfort of milk chocolate, or the sweet vanilla notes of white chocolate, there's a flavor for everyone. It's complex, it's satisfying, and it just makes you feel good. That moment when a piece of chocolate melts on your tongue is pure, simple pleasure. It's a little bit of everyday luxury that we can all enjoy. On top of the amazing taste, chocolate is just so versatile. Think about it. We drink it hot, full of comforting warmth on a cold day. We bake it into gooey brownies, fudgy cakes, and lovely little cookies. We drizzle it over ice cream, mix it into mousses, or just eat it straight from the bar. It can be the star of a fancy dessert or a quick, cheeky snack to get you through the afternoon. It works brilliantly with so many other flavors too, with fruit like oranges and raspberries, with nuts, with a bit of spice like chili, or even with a pinch of sea salt. The possibilities are absolutely endless. There's also a bit of science behind our love for it. Eating chocolate releases chemicals in our brain, like serotonin, which can make us feel happier and more relaxed. It's that comforting feeling you get when you're having a bit of a tough day and you reach for a couple of squares of your favorite bar. It's a treat that feels like a warm hug from the inside. It's there for us during celebrations, like on birthdays and at Christmas. But it's also there for us on a rainy Tuesday, when we just need a little pick-me-up. It's a reliable friend in our kitchen cupboards. At the end of the day, chocolate is all about bringing people together and sharing a bit of joy. It's about baking a cake for someone you love, sharing a box of chocolates with your family on movie night, or just treating yourself because you deserve it. It's a simple thing, but it can make a big difference to our day. So go on, enjoy it. Appreciate the incredible journey it's been on, from a little bean on a tree to the beautiful, delicious treat in your hand. Life is all about enjoying these lovely little moments. Get in,